Remembering our fallen was created to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in both the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. We have invited a few guests to speak with us here tonight or today, this morning. Congressman Dave Lobsack is here, as well as Mayor Fawcett, and also we have a special guest speaker, Mrs. Pasker, who we'll have come up here in just a minute. But I'd like to start by asking U.S. Congressman Dave Lobsack to come up and give us a few words.
Thank you, Corey. Well, thanks, Corey, and I do want to thank Scheels for putting this together. This is, I don't know how many of these I've been at since I've been in office. I know at least in Fairfield and Davenport, they're always moving events, moving ceremonies because of what it is that we're talking about today and the folks that we're honoring and their families as well. It's a hard thing to do, there's no question about it, but it's something that I think we need to do. We need to be thinking about those who made the ultimate sacrifice. We do that on Memorial Day, we do it on Veterans Day. A lot of us do it on the 4th of July as well, because we celebrate our independence on the 4th of July, as we did just recently. And so we do need to think about those who've defended our country, defended our values, defended what we stand for. So I try to take the time whenever it seems appropriate to thank a veteran, and we have one veteran from the Vietnam War here. For what it's worth in particular, I think it's really important that we thank our Vietnam veterans, because as a group, those folks didn't get thanked enough when they came home after they went to Vietnam and after they were willing to make that ultimate sacrifice to make sure that we stay free and that we stay a great country. I was here yesterday doing a little shopping, and I saw the exhibit yesterday, and there were folks who were coming by and looking at the photos and remembering these folks, doing the best they could to place it into a context within their lives. It's not easy to do, especially given that only 1% of Americans are serving or have served in recent years. Only 1%. That's a very, very small percentage, 1 out of every 100. It's easy in that sense to have these things sort of out of sight and out of mind, even though we have seen a lot of news coverage, even though there's been a lot on the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan since 9/11. But it's easy to forget the folks who have made the ultimate sacrifice. I think it's easy to forget about those who volunteered, who are in the military now, that 1%. And it's really easy to forget the families of these folks as well. It's far too easy. We have to be thinking about those families as well as those who are on active duty now and those who did serve our country in the past. I often talk about the fact that Terry and I, we've got a couple of Marine children. My stepson and his wife, they're still active duty Marines. And they've been overseas, they've been deployed. Michelle, company commander in Iraq in the Marine Corps, and Marcos in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've had a lot of National Guard folks go overseas from Iowa, as you all know. And some of them didn't come back. But every single time a National Guard member deployed to Afghanistan or to Iraq or to Kosovo or to the Sinai Peninsula, the families deployed with them in certain ways. The families were here, but they were thinking of those folks every single day. They were doing the everyday chores that family member would be helping them to do if they were not overseas, taking the garbage out, taking the kids to school, doing all those things. We need to be thinking about the families as well. We're not finished in Afghanistan. We still got 60,000 troops there. And we're going to lose some folks along the way as we redeploy those folks or as we bring them back to the United States. So we need to be thinking about them, and we need to be thinking about their families. So again, I want to thank Scheels for doing this. It's really important, and this is a high traffic area, so that makes it that much better. I've been in Scheels a lot over the years. I know the kind of traffic you get here. And I will encourage people to come and to see the display. And I'm really happy that there are so many media folks here today too, because that's how we get the word out. That's really how we get the word out. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the ceremony today and look forward to hearing from other folks here today. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Detail, halt. Right, face. Dress right, dress. Please move. Go right 3 steps to your left, please. Parade, dress.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Coralville Mayor Fawcett to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Honor guard, present arms.
Everybody join me, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor guard, order, punch.
Thank you, and it's a great privilege for me to be a part of this as a veteran. I understand how that the importance that I was one of the lucky ones who came home alive and was not brought home as those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So it's very important to me, and I want to thank Scheels for this opportunity.
Okay, next I'd like to introduce a special guest speaker that we have with us today. And we'd like her to be able to just tell us a little bit about her story and what remembering our fallen means to her. Mrs. Pasker is the wife of First Sergeant Class Terrell Pasker, Sergeant First Class Terrell Pasker, one of the men who are on this display today who did not make it home. Would you please welcome me in join me in welcoming Erica Pasker.
Sorry. I think it's funny that I'm a special speaker. I've never done this before, so I apologize in advance if this comes out like word vomit. First, I just want to say that I'm thankful for the chance to be here today. I think that anyone who's lost someone that they love understands that it's truly a gift to be able to talk about the person that they loved and they lost. And so that's how I view this today, is it's a gift to me. So thanks for that, and thanks for this opportunity. I really wrestled with what to say. I don't have anything deep or insightful or wise or even stirringly patriotic to tell you. I'm just a 31-year-old woman who lost her husband. But I'm coming to you from a place that we're all human, and we've all, if we haven't experienced it, we all will experience some sort of loss. So a little over 2 years ago, my life was totally different. I had a totally different future ahead of me. I was really looking forward to Terry coming home. He was planning on retiring from the military once he got home from this deployment, and we were planning to start a family. So a lot of our conversations centered around, babies, and he was in construction, so he was, talking about wanting to build us a home or add on to our home because it was tiny, and we were just really in the place where we were looking forward to the next step of our lives together. Terry was a wonderful husband to me, and we were very happy. It wasn't perfect, like no marriage is, but it was really great. People had asked me, even before he died, what's your husband like? And I felt bad because I could only say, he's just a really good guy. I don't know how else to describe him. He's he's just really good, and it's still true. He just was. He's the kind of guy who would drop everything to help somebody else, and I think that he loved that the most, knowing he was helping someone. He well, when we first met, actually, it was several years before we started dating, and I didn't really like him like that. He had made it clear that he was interested in me, and I was like, I don't think so, because he was 10 years older than me, so something was wrong with him. I'm kidding. There wasn't anything, but that's where my mind was, and he just wasn't the kind of guy that I'd imagined myself with. But there was something about him that I was just drawn to, and I found myself always kind of gravitating towards at least talking to him, and I just came to realize that it's because he was such an accepting person. He never pretended to be anything other than what he was, which was a little unnerving at first. Like he was Terry, and he was the same Terry to everybody all the time, and it made it easy to be myself around him. And I remember telling him it was like I'd been holding my breath, and when I was with him, it was like I could finally let it out. It was just a relief. It was so easy. And eventually we fell in love and got married, and then 2 years ago, on July 9th, Terry was killed in Afghanistan. He had been deployed to Panjshir, and was in a small group. They call it an embedded training team. And he really liked the deployment. He was working directly with Afghan police officers. He was in a really safe place. They didn't even, they tried to keep the military presence really low there. They didn't have like tanks and stuff rumbling up and down the streets. They drove civilian vehicles that were armored, and they didn't wear full battle rattle, as Terry called it. So they had their camo uniforms on, and maybe a pistol and the gun they carried with them. But really, it was a very safe and really great deployment. So the day he died, they were driving to a police station in another town to kind of do their final wrap-ups, meet and greets, and they were flagged down by an Afghan police officer. They didn't recognize him, but they figured that's what we're here to do. We're here to help these people, so they stopped, and throughout the whole ordeal, the bad guy, pulled open their truck door and shot my husband and the other American passenger that was in the vehicle. And Terry ended up dying on the side of the road about 20 minutes later. And Todd Epperly, who was from Marshalltown, ended up defending and shooting the bad guy. And thankfully, he was able to make it to the funeral, and I was really grateful for that, because he was able to tell me exactly what happened. And he really was a great hero. Actually, on this day, July 15th, 2 years ago, I got to see Terry for the first time since he was killed. So we were at the Cedar Rapids airport, and I remember watching them unload his casket from the plane and just looking at it and thinking, I can't believe this is the way you came home to me. And then finally getting to see him at the funeral home, all I wanted to do was just be with him. He'd been gone for so long, I just wanted to be next to him. And before I went in to see him, they came out and gave me a little black bag, and it had his wedding ring in it. And I think that was probably one of the most heartbreaking moments for me. It symbolized so much that it's over. This thing that I had loved, that had brought me so much joy, and we had so many plans for our marriage together, and it was over. So where do you go from there? What do you do? For me, I lean heavily on family and friends and the good grace of God, somehow you survive. And you remember, you don't forget. And I think that that's the true beauty of a display like this is, sure, I'm drawn towards Terry's picture, but I'm overwhelmed when I look at all the faces up there and all the names and see so many young people. And I know that there's a multitude of loved ones behind that picture that's attached to that person that's feeling the same kind of pain that I'm feeling. And I think that's, one of the beautiful things too about this is it does bring it home, to people. You look at the face and you know that there was a life ahead of them that they never had the chance to live. There are parents that had so many dreams for their kids. There are spouses that had a life planned with them, and their children that now don't have a parent. So I think that by having these kind of displays, we do honor their memory because we take time to reflect on our own lives and really appreciate each day that we're given, because life is short and it's precious. And we honor their lives just by making the most of each day and appreciating the freedoms that we have because they've been fought and won for us. And we remember. So, thank you.
Please remain standing for taps. Color guard, order, turn. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 right, left, left.
Okay, I would like to finish by just thanking everybody for coming this morning, including Congressman Lobzek, Mayor Fassett, the American Legion Color Guard, the Onyx Quartet, Jeff Six, and a special thank you to Erica. Please, just one final word is just please help us honor these men and women and their families by telling your friends and family about the display that's up and ask them to stop by and just pay their respects and take a few minutes just to take a look. It will touch anybody who sees it. Thank you for coming today.